don't think they heard me. That was your opportunity because you only hear that once a year. No, I'm just kidding. Women are an amazing creation of God. Man, if you were wise, you would have been louder than the women. So now I will pray for you. Things have changed in our world, and we all know this. They're trying to make ladies something that they are not. In fact, it's very rare and hard to find ladies today. I'm going a little slow here because I want to be safe. I don't want to get killed on the way out of church. Men and women are different. They are not the same. God says that he doesn't love man or woman any different from each other. But men and women are different. Anybody been married? How many of you men know that a woman is different from you? In a good way. How many ladies know, dear God, what did I do? Women are so different from men. They think different. They act different. I mean, I've had men come to me and say, I don't get it. And I look at them and say, I don't got an answer because I don't either. Women, you are the pride of the eye of God. Men, you know, God went whoosh and made us, but he was really good in crafting the lady. He was wise in his crafting as he made you a helpmate. As someone who was not under the foot of Adam, but walked beside Adam and empowered him and enabled him. And it is true, behind every great man is a great woman. And it is true. Behind every failing man is usually a failing woman. Oh, yes. A woman has an ability to transform. In fact, whether you like it or not, men, this world is run by the women. Ladies, man, this is your time. This is your season. Don't blow it. This world is run by women. Now, you can think not, but I went to a marketing seminar many years ago. And the baby boomer women literally run this world. Country music wasn't real popular. But baby boomer women, they voted in the presidents. They made certain music more popular than others. And they have the strongest influence to transform a generation. In fact, they tell you that when you're marketing, you're supposed to be marketing to the baby boomer women who are about 47 years old to about 65 years old. Why? Because those are the people that are running the world and literally developing and contouring the individuals on this planet. How is that actually possible? Well, because the baby boomer women raise their children. The next generation, because they were spoiled, are less responsible, and therefore the baby boomer women are now raising the X-Gens. So they say that if you're going to market, you market to the women because they're the ones that are going to bring their grandchildren, who are going to turn around and bring the parents, and therefore you can reach your generation. Ladies, you are powerful. You are powerful in your homes. Men might be the head, but you are the neck that turns the head. Ladies, you have the ability to transform an entire atmosphere. I've come into a house before, all happy, and my wife wasn't. Every wise man has a man room somewhere to hide, dear Jesus. Because women, you have an amazing ability not only to transform a generation, but you have the ability to transform atmospheres. And God has empowered you in such an amazing way. And as women, we have got to celebrate your diversity and not try to make you a man. Oh, you're awful quiet this morning. I'm not okay with this. How many men are glad that you married a woman? I'm not asking. Women are not just diverse because they have different genitalia. Said that right? But God created women to bring balance to a man. Because most men, we don't think right. Now, I'm not going to say it again. There's no stinking way. I said it once. But truthfully, women bring a balance to our lives, and thank God we didn't marry another man. That's why God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Because women are different from men, and we've got to celebrate you, ladies. Listen, I love that women needed to be liberated in America. Come on now. The ability to vote, the ability to work, the ability to be who God has called you to be. But women's lib is not a God thing. Women's liberation has actually stolen the diversity away from who you are as your God's specialty to where everybody just wants to be on the same plane. Listen, there are planes that we need to be the same on, and there are planes that we're not the same on. And we are not the same, ladies and men. And we need to celebrate that diversity because, ladies, you are amazing. You know, men, on average, have about 4 pair of shoes. Unless you're my son, who has sneakers, many, many pair. Women have about 4 layers of shoes. On average, men will have the same underwear until they just simply fall apart. Whitey-tighties, or whatever you want to call them, we'll wear them until they're so ragged the wife says, I'm using them as you throw them away, okay. We'll wear the same gym shorts if we can actually fit in them that we wore in high school. But ladies are a little bit different. I've seen my wife go to her closet and say, I've got nothing to wear. And I say, what are you talking about? I've got nothing to wear. I've got to go to JCPenney's. And I've learned, men, let them go. Because it makes no sense to us. We look and we say, well, you know, I can do this and I can do that. But the ladies, they are different from men. You know, you go out to a restaurant and you go, you know, Dutch with a few of your friends and the bill comes and all the guys, you know, grunt a little. And we throw down $20 bills and the bill's only $23. And the ladies pull out their calculators. We can divide it this way and that way. And the tip is, men and women are so amazingly diverse, and God has put such important things in diversity that if we start extracting that diversity, then we're no longer going to be whole. Ladies, it's time to be ladies. My wife has been speaking to the young ladies of this church for years. Well, you know, where they wear skirts that dear Jesus. And when a lot of people, especially if they're on stage, you don't recognize, you know, that the ladies, your skirts, if they're short, you're 4 feet higher. And men can't worship that way. Where nowadays, it's not the men hunting the women, it's the women hunting the men. Where nowadays, ladies, you hold out for 2 dates, and then you put out. Where ladies now are willing to outdrink the boys at the bar. Ladies, God is calling you to be ladies. Come on, there are certain people that men want to take home to mama. And it's not usually the bar girl who's taking all the boys behind the bar. Can I hear at least one amen? They don't mind playing with those girls, but they don't want to bring that girl home to mom. They don't mind, they better not, I heard that. They don't mind using ladies or women, but God has not called you to be a used commodity. God has called you to be somebody special. You're God's daughter. Come on now. You're a princess in the kingdom of heaven. And it's time for the princesses to start raising themselves up and being young ladies, being women of dignity, being women of power, being women that men, when they look at you, they're saying, I'm not good enough for that girl. Where on the second date, they're not trying to bed you, they're trying to take you home to mama. I know I'm preaching good. You might not like it, but I'm preaching good. See, I believe that ladies are such a powerful people, not just because they run the planet, but because when you have a woman of God in your life, there is nobody that can pray like a woman of God. There is nobody that can intercede like a woman of God. I'm saved today because of my mom. I'm saved today because of my grandma. I love my grandpa. I love my daddy. But I know that my grandma, when she looked me in the eyes and she says, I'm praying for your son. I looked at my mom and I knew she was praying for me because nobody gave hope for me. Nobody believed I'd ever go to Bible college. Nobody believed when I got there I wasn't going to get kicked out. No one believed I'd go into the ministry. No one would believe that today I'd be where I am. But I'm telling you why. Because there's a mom and a grandma who sat down and sought God. There's nobody more powerful than moms who know how to pray. You see, you and I, ladies, are that different. Psalms 139:14. I've already quoted it. I apologize. Sometimes I just quote the verses, and I don't give the reference. Psalms 139, verse 14, and I praise you because of the wonderful way you created me. Everything you do is marvelous. Of this I have no doubt. Ladies, you are so different even emotionally. Selah, which means pause. Ladies, knowing yourself is so important. Emotionally, we are supposed to be governed by our spirit, not our soul. My wife teaches the ladies this. During that time, trust nothing you feel. Did he say that in church? Let me say it again. My wife teaches the ladies who have more emotional swings during that time of the month to not even trust what you're feeling or thinking because you'll be divorced during that time of the month. Because emotionally, you are created differently. Men are more stone-faced, where women are more emotionally driven and more emotionally thoughtful and caring and nurturing. Thank God for nurturing mothers. Women are different spiritually. They just connect. You ever wonder why most churches are filled with more women than men? I thank God this house has a lot of men in it, amen? But in most churches, it's filled with more women, and the men are like this. The men are being dragged to church. Why? Because, well, you know, it's not real spiritual. Women have a connection with God that is so amazingly intimate. There's something that men, we can't even put our finger on. That when they start touching the heart of God, things change, things move, things are transformed. They have a sensitivity to the Father that we men need. And this is why in a husband and wife relationship, the devil tries to divide the husband and wife. Why? Because then that sensitivity that keeps the man from being very dumb and making bad decisions is not heard. Ladies, I figured an amen was coming.